Today on episode 83, our Willie Galt episode of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, Over and Unders, the NFL Pick Show, media recommendations, new segment Time Travelers, everyday Madden ratings. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 83 of Typical Chicago Fans. It's me, your boy Boomy, on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Make sure to follow the main page at Typical_Chicago, the Facebook and the Instagram page. Go to both of those, type in Typical Chicago Fans, and like us on those. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the page for all of our content in video form. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on there. But make sure to follow the guys that I am joined with tonight. Zach is on Twitter at ZLiliaTCF, and Maddie is at schools_01. Tonight's episode is brought to you by our friends over at 26shirts.com Chicago. Head on over to their website, 26shirts.com/Chicago, to check out the coolest Chicago sports merchandise around, and they help out great causes as well. They have everything you from t-shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever you need. Head on over to their website. I got one of their t-shirts right there. Like I said, Chicago, 26shirts.com/Chicago. At checkout, use our promo code Chicago Fans for 15% off your order. If you love our show, love great Chicago merch, love helping out good causes, head on over to 26shirts.com/Chicago. Pick up some gear and use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off of your order. Boys, how are we doing tonight? It is the infamous episode 83.
I'm doing all right. It is the weekend. We're officially going to record this on Friday night, so you'll be getting some good weekend vibes from that, but also working on Saturdays, so that also kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
hey, working on Saturdays means you got to stay in on Fridays, so why have no better time to record a podcast?
I guess that is why I stay home. That's my reason now. But doing good. I'm okay with the chilly weather, but it got cold quickly.
Yeah, it went from like 78 to 51 in 3 days.
Yeah, and
you work outside in it all day too, don't you?
Yeah. It's not, the wind is unbelievable lately. I don't get why it's so windy around here. It's stupid.
Well, there's no hills to knock it down. It's 2 days.
Well, I like living in town though, because then you go home and you get away from it a little bit.
No, for sure. That's definitely understandable. Nice the perfect time of the year to just cozy up on the couch and watch your 2 or 3 screens, whatever you have going on. So
yeah.
Maddie, how we doing, my man?
Another week of whatever that's how this 2020's been.
Another week of 2020. That's all you got to say, dude.
Chalk this year up and just, I don't know. Let's just throw it away. Never watch the tape again. Just set it on fire. Fuck this. This year's just been just dog shit.
It's like losing a game against a team that you never should have lost to, but you overlooked a little bit. So you just.
At some point, it just gets to be like, yeah, you can only stay optimistic and look at the bright side long enough, and then it just becomes like, all right, all this, the social distance lifestyle, all the other things that we've done since March, and now we're going into winter, and now it's like, yeah, all the good weather's gone. The shit storm's coming, the snow's coming, the ice is coming. It's
bare weather.
I don't know. Yeah, it is bare weather. You're right.
If it makes you feel any better, Maddie, today I did see something.
It doesn't.
Well, it says it is. The weather this year is more predictive of a drought winter than like a blizzard winter. So
that sounds like we're gonna have a blizzard winter.
Yeah. Better get.
Man, you guys
without this year's going. What do you think?
Better get the snowblower fired up.
And luckily, you're prepared, Maddie.
Well, I bought the big ass one last year. We got I used it 3 times. Bought the really nice, expensive big ass one, thinking, all right, this is the year that I'm not gonna have to shovel just piles and piles and piles of snow and ice all year. And I used the damn thing 3 times. It's like, it looks, you can still eat a steak off it right now. It's so clean.
Well, I hope for everybody's sake you don't have to use it much this year either, just so it'll be nice. But let's jump into it as always. Sinkers and floaters. I'll get started. My sinker is cold season, as Zach alluded to, the weather changing. I caught a little bit of a cold last weekend. Obviously, during these crazy times, you always wonder in the back of your mind if it's COVID. It's not. I had a test done. It's not COVID, so I just
not everyone knows on our podcast.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know. I do not have COVID. I was tested. And shout out to the Department of Health, man. It said 4 to 7 days, and it took 24 hours. So that was always a nice little positive thing to have. But yeah, these seasonal allergies and living where we do with the farmers, getting into harvest season, it's the allergies and the colds. It sucks, man. It's that time of year, and it sucks.
Yeah, I hate it, especially this year with everything. Even with allergies, some of the symptoms.
Yeah,
you could, I guess,
literally
think it goes with COVID.
symptoms.
It's crazy. Anything that happens to you nowadays, it's like, oh, well, I might have COVID.
Yeah, you sneeze, and everyone looks at you like you're a fucking murderer.
Oh my god, so true. Mine kind of goes with the cold, but a different, not like the flu cold, like being cold. Waking up in the morning when it is cold in your house, a little chilly, that is the toughest to wake up and go to work. You want to stay under the blankets. You want to stay in your warm bed, and you take the sheets off, and it is chilly in your house. Then you go outside, and it's even more chilly.
Yeah, it's especially bad. I have a heated blanket, and that you really don't want to get out from under that.
I wouldn't even want that because you would never want to leave.
Yeah, it is really tough to get out of bed when the heated blanket is just cooking and it's about 38 degrees outside when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta go outside, start the car, start the truck, you gotta get it warmed up, and you're just like, oh, but this bed is so warm.
You almost just want to carry that heated blanket around with you the rest of the day.
Yeah, that would be. You just have an extension cord everywhere. You just plug it in. Everywhere. I gotta plug this in real quick. I gotta warm up real quick.
For sure.
Imagine that.
All right, boys. I'm gonna do my sinker, and then but my sinker is going to lead directly into my floater. So I'm gonna give them to you both right here. My sinker first is yours. My sinker first.
Did you hear me say that?
Wow, that was perfect. That was impeccable. That was like right on top of each other.
Parallel minds, baby.
Kindred spirits, so to say. But anyway, my sinker is Amazon in Prime Day. Because you motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh.
It's just here.
Throw
my money.
Amazon Prime. I will show you the notes. My floater is Amazon Prime.
That's my sinker. But that's going to lead into my floater, too, like I said. So I'm sorry, but Prime Day, it was just going like this.
Yes.
Everything. Just take it all. Take every bit of my money. Give me the bed sheets. These look nice.
Okay. All these deals.
I tried to get Jack to buy 5 TVs. He wouldn't do it. What a candy!
Yeah, I mean it was nuts.
TV is in the works.
I was aiming for 5 though.
On the flip side, one of the big prime time deals that they had were on like Ring doorbells and cameras.
I got one too.
Okay, well I've had the Ring doorbell,
and
I got that. I installed that like a month ago or so. And I instantly became obsessed with surveillance cameras in my yard. So now I bought the Ring Spotlight camera. It's a battery-powered.
You did get it?
Oh, yeah, $150.
I almost bought that. It was in my cart.
It came with an Echo Show as well. So now we've got, because when I bought the doorbell, that also came with an Echo Show. So now we got that. We got 2 Echo Shows in the house. And
I'm with you guys on this. I used to be anti, like,
I want to.
Now that I have my own house, I'm like, I would like to know what's going on.
I've never felt like a bigger king of a castle in my life. Like this is my property. I'm surveilling my property.
Yeah,
I can see who's coming onto my property. Go away. Like I don't know. This is what COVID's done to me. It's turned me into just an absolute maniac.
Okay, I bought my second Ring doorbell, and it's so I have that, and then I also have an Echo Show that I connected to the Ring doorbell. So if I tell the Echo Show to open up the doorbell, I can see outside my door. Yeah. I can check anywhere. Yeah. I'm with you, Maddie. I bought the peephole one, the smaller camera. I almost bought the.
What did you just say?
Peephole.
That's the name of the camera.
You know what a peephole is?
I know what it is, but that's the name of the camera.
Yeah, because it's smaller, it's thinner.
Okay.
But Yeah, I'm all over it. I want like 4 of them for all, so I could have all 4 sides of the house.
Yeah, these spotlight cameras are sweet too. Like
Yeah.
they've got like a siren you can flip on if you want
Do
to.
they really? If I'd have known that, I'd have bought that immediately.
It's awesome. And it's all battery powered too, so it's pretty sweet. I don't know. So like you said, Zach, it was a sinker, a floater, all in one. Prime Day, it did some damage in my bank account.
My floater is Amazon Prime. Just got Amazon Prime. I'm buying towels. I'm buying toilet paper. It's free delivery.
Roll-ups.
Fruit roll-ups.
Light bulbs. I bought a big ass thing of LED light bulbs.
Those
things
are
like
roll-up.
$13 for a big ass
favorite thing to eat.
Fruit roll-ups were on Prime Day?
No, I just bought them.
Oh, gotcha. It was probably the suggested items based on your search history.
Oh, you just see
this is a guy that wants
They saw a Snapchat video of him buying groceries. They're like, we think you'd like fruit roll-ups, you idiot.
Oh, yeah. Direct marketing right here.
I've bought like toilet paper, paper towels. I'm looking at TVs, and I've gotten like stuff for like my dishwasher, and then I bought fruit roll-ups. My recommendations are all over the place.
Oh, it's all over the place. Yeah, definitely.
Just wait till you're 3 years in. Your recommendations are going to have.
Yeah.
Wait till your Boomy buys on there.
Wait till you're a Prime member for about 7-8 years, and then you have a kid thrown in the mix, and you got toys, you got diapers, you got clothes, mixed in with all your own crazy shit that you get yourself and all the other like rabbit hole Amazon searches.
Oh my god!
It's just
we have great deals here. Well, might as well buy it. It's a great deal.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't know. Did you guys see The Social Dilemma?
I will watch it. I know what's going on. I don't want
to. When you guys get to that, we need to talk about Amazon. And I heard something on Redline Radio. Chief brought it up, and that made me think a lot about it too. And I think he's spot on. So when you guys watch that, let me know.
I really don't want to watch it because I heard him talk about it on Dog Walk, and I know what it's going to tell me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All I'm saying is inflatable hot tub is what I've been looking on Amazon for.
Oh yeah,
inflatable hot tub. I have the plug-in.
The big ass like lake raft with a cooler built like in the middle of it. It's like a 2-person float, like big ass raft to float in, and it's got like a giant cooler in the middle. That would be pretty sweet too.
Thing of beauty. My floater, to wrap things up, is a little bit different, and this is the genius idea that I came up with tonight. So my wife and I we're going to have frozen pizza for dinner, and I have one that I wanted to have, and she had one that she wanted to have, and we have a pizza pizzazz. I wanted the buffalo chicken one. She wanted the white pizza. So my genius brain decided, why don't we just cut them in half?
Pizza is that?
A white pizza?
Yeah.
So this one is like a white garlic sauce, and then like finely crumbled sausage and cheese, and I believe caramelized onions.
So I'm going with your pizza. I'm
going to say, so she's not eating pizza tonight then.
No. She with white pizza. I had the buffalo chicken one.
Oh, I was gonna say, yours sounds better.
They're both really good. But either way, I didn't want to make 2 pizzas, so I literally just took our kitchen shears, cut them each in half, put them on the pizzazz, ran it, worked perfect. It was genius. It was one of the smartest things I've done in a while.
Do you have a picture?
Can I change my sinker
already?
Can I go back and change my sinker?
Shut up, man. That's genius. And then we took the 2 pieces that were left over and we saran wrapped them and put them back in the freezer.
That's way more work than just cooking a second pizza on the pizzazz.
Why don't you just cook the one pizza and then cook the other pizza?
All right, the biggest thing was that it was getting a little too close to 9:30, and I didn't have time to do 2 pizzas because the buffalo chicken
the heartburn would ramp up big time after
9:32. As you guys know, if I'm going to make a whole pizza, I'm going to eat it. So it was kind of
oven?
Me from myself.
You have an oven, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no one uses an oven anymore. It's 2020. Dude.
We need a new segment.
That makes a pizza.
We need a new segment. It's Boomy's mind-blowing moment of the week. This is the one for this.
Oh, that's like in a top 3 list.
He cut a frozen pizza in half, and cut a second frozen pizza in half, and saran wrapped them again.
Dude, I know it's genius.
Like, think about this here.
Was it 10 o'clock by the time you made the pizza then?
I made it at like 9:05.
The pizzazz cooks them in like 12 minutes. Let's not act like
the buffalo chicken one is super thick and took like 18 minutes.
So wait a minute. Did you have to take the other half of the pizza off before the buffalo chicken dip?
Oh my God, get out of here. It's you lose. It's over. You lost the argument. You are a crazy person.
This is genius.
You are a crazy person.
People, two different people who want
hide your kids, hide your neighbors, hide your dogs, hide everybody. There's a serial killer on the loose.
This is genius. You guys are wrong.
Like, my God. What is happening?
The plan was okay until you had to take the other half off.
In my defense, I didn't really know that the one was going to take 4 minutes longer than the other.
You're sitting there and you're like, oh, crap, I'm going to have to take
my wife's already done with her pizza or her half of a pizza, and I'm just
sitting
there.
You had to watch her eat her pizza before you. That's hilarious.
I can just see him waiting over the pizzazz.
Yeah.
Like, is my half done yet?
Man, where's my pizza, man?
I will stand by this. We will definitely be doing this again. We're going to have to. We have half of a pizza left, so...
And the other half of the empty ass pizzazz just looking sad and lonely, just with nothing on it, just getting.
Actually, that's not even the end of the story. We had to move my half of the pizza back over to the middle because it was making it uneasy, and the thing was coming like off of the pizzazz. It almost fell over.
Oh, I wish we could have recorded this.
Guys, this is next level thinking.
I'm out.
Next time you do something like this, record it. Just because
I'm
you
out.
know, yeah, Matt's leaving. Matt's gone. Matt has left the podcast.
I cannot talk to a serial killer. He's an absolute serial killer.
I don't understand what you're saying. This is
insanity.
Just make 2 pizzas.
Just make this. Come on, this is way too much work for a frozen pizza here.
I disagree.
Let's move on before we got too worked up about this because this could go on all night because this is insane.
This is going to go on all night.
Next time you do it, just make 2 pizzas.
Hey, you know what? People said Henry Ford was insane, and look it. Now we have cars.
Oh my gosh, you are comparing.
Yeah, I compared myself to Henry Ford, not in
this
part because he was a pretty terrible person, but in the in what is that word I'm looking for?
Ingenuity.
Innovation category.
Yeah, don't link it to the bad part, but to think that you guys are on the same with the half a pizza.
I might even be a little bit ahead of him if we're being honest here.
My goodness.
No, that's insane.
Let's just move on.
All right, then let's jump to the Sports Minute. Baseball, we have going on right now the championship series in each, the NL and the
I'm
AL.
not happy.
No one is.
The Astros 3-3 now. What? They're not. They said they were watching all the videos from they watched the video. What was it? The Red Sox were down 3-1? 3-0. And they were watching all those videos, and they win today, and they're all pumped up. And I just hate to see it. I hate to see that.
Yeah. Nobody outside of the state of Texas wants the Astros to win that series.
The only thing I'm going to say is, in their defense, it would be the absolute 100% greatest middle finger to the rest of the world that you could ever have.
Also,
if you're
winning 500, how are they in the playoffs?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, this would be literally the greatest fuck the world that they could ever have. And I don't like them.
Honestly, though, I hope they go to Game 7. If they make it to the World Series, they go Game 7, they lose, and then walk off. Just the worst way to lose.
It really sucks that they don't have
or they get
swept.
Now. That'd be better, too. But
it really sucks that they can't throw glass now back out. But
no, tonight was tough. That was not good.
Yeah. So Game 7 Saturday. The Braves are currently leading the Dodgers in the game. In Game 5 and the series, they are up 3-1. Looks like the Dodgers may be dead.
They got a guy on first base.
Oh no! Yeah, slow down there. Spoken like a guy who's got the Dodgers over there trying.
Boomy, the one night we said that in the morning show, they were up by like 4 or 5 runs when we looked. They won by a run, so we are not good luck for them. But I would love the Braves to win this because it would be the worst World Series with the Dodgers and the Astros. Just 2 teams that no one wants to see.
For sure. No, I definitely don't disagree there.
The Braves are so
but-
loaded with talent. It's insane, dude. They
It's
got so much
insane.
young talent. It's crazy.
Also,
the pitching they're getting right now too.
Kershaw stinks in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
But anyway, we haven't talked since the NBA. I thought Zach was going to keep talking.
I thought you said something.
It looked like you froze though too. That was the
I
worst
didn't want to
part.
interrupt. I was being nice. In other news, we have not talked since the Lakers finished off the Heat in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We don't really need to talk about that.
Yep, but they pick up their. I think they officially tied the Celtics for the most titles in NBA history, if I'm not mistaken.
Did I find out that a few of those were won when they were in Minnesota? Were they in Minnesota at one point or something like that?
Yes, they were.
That's what I thought.
That's where the name the Lakers comes from. There's no lakes in Los Angeles, I don't think.
Laker Boomy over here will tell you. Don't worry, he'll get you
I never really
up on
put the two together.
Read a
Never
book
thought
or
about
two.
that.
Big reader. People
His favorite team in the NBA, the Lakers.
I'm gonna fight you when I see you tomorrow.
My living room smells of mahogany.
Yeah.
See me tomorrow.
Many leather-bound books. I actually don't. I have very few books. If you didn't guess that by now. But either way, free agency has started, and it's kind of one of those weird times where, like, you feel like there may be a possibility that the Bulls could be in on something because of the change in the front office and the change in the coaching.
But who?
Right. I'm just saying, like,
I know. I'm just saying it's not very.
For the last 10 years, we've never felt it like, hey, that guy's going to come to Chicago, or this guy. Like, there's just that, like, thought in your brain that's like, we could be a possible landing spot for someone because we don't have the front office anymore. We have a new coaching staff that looks promising. You know, it's just it feels different than other off seasons in my mind.
Until it happens, it's one of those things. It's hard to think it will actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not holding my breath on anything, but it definitely feels like a new day.
Yeah, I think they're going to start really building from within, and there's just a few more pieces that they want to get.
Definitely. I don't think – I mean, obviously they're not going to be on big-name guys like Anthony Davis. I think he's going back to L.A.
Yeah, that's what he said. But he will be in Chicago, hopefully.
Hopefully, knock on wood. In other sporting news, college football, we talked about this a little during the week. All the COVID cases going around in the South. Florida LSU postponed. Nick Saban has it. And it still just appears to be, unless you guys are seeing something different, they're just going to kind of put their head down and just get through it.
Yeah. I don't know if Nick Saban will be coaching from like his house or how that's going to happen, but he will actually be coaching, I would say. Or at least be involved in it.
He's actually still got a chance if he has a negative test.
How many COVID tests do you think he's taken?
Saturday, he can still get in. So
how many COVID tests is he taking?
One or two
a day right now. Yeah.
Oh, he's taking it multiple times a day. Hoping it's negative.
And obviously,
you might be wrong there.
Been playing the condensed schedule, they don't really have a ton of off weeks. They played number 3 Georgia this weekend, so it's not like he's missing out on like College of Charleston.
It is the biggest game of the year as of right now.
It is the 7:00 game. It's going to be, the game of the week. But as of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games postponed.
I can't get into it. I just can't get into college football right now.
I love college football.
I've been on it big. I don't know. I've been enjoying it.
Yep, I'm with you, Matt. I'm loving it. I'm almost enjoying Saturdays, if not a little bit more than NFL Sundays, especially like we talked about.
Insane.
How?
That's insane.
There's a lot more. At least there's games going on all day instead of 2 games going on in one afternoon. Like, you have choices. You have things you can watch. There's a lot more to bet on. I don't know. I enjoy college football. I always have. I'm not saying I don't enjoy the NFL, but
that's just a crazy statement.
No, it's not. That someone enjoys college football and enjoys it as much as the NFL.
It's a stupid thing to compare it to. Like, dude, you definitely like watching college. Like, you definitely like watching NFL. Like, I don't know. I think it's just a dumb comparison.
I think that I disagree. I just disagree with you.
Good
In
to know.
other sports world to talk about, was it DJ that pulled out of the golf tournament this weekend for testing positive?
Yes.
Okay. Big hit to golf. Obviously, I believe he's number 1 in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Zach, I want your opinion too. Why did the Bears not jump in on Le'Veon Bell?
What's the point? If we're not going to run the ball, what's the point?
Weapons. He's versatile in the passing
What I mean
game.
is, if our
Cohen on
coach is not
steroids.
going to run the ball, why does it matter if we even have a run?
I'm just saying, he's like Tariq Cohen on
No,
steroids.
I would like him. I'm just.
And he would have been dirt cheap for this year.
We weren't in on any running back at all when there's been guys out there. We just keep going with David Montgomery, which is not going to work. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I like David Montgomery,
I like
but
Montgomery for
they don't give him enough
for
carries.
short
to,
yardage.
get
He's
going.
not going to have those big breakaway plays that we need. No Tariq Cohen now. It's just Cordell Patterson's not going to be able to do that for you.
No, you're probably not wrong.
But yeah, I would love to have Le'Veon Bell, but apparently he wanted to play somebody that was going to play the Jets.
Yeah. He was down to
Jet-
the 3 teams he was down to were the next 3 opponents. That's awesome.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's hilarious. Let's move on to over and unders. And Zach kind of influenced me here. He threw out one in our group text. So I made this one TV show base. So you tell me if this TV show is overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated. I'm going to start with one that seems to get a lot of flack, Big Bang Theory.
It's properly rated, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say if you guys. I don't know if you've seen. I think it's that Burt Kreischer. It's called The Cabin.
Yeah.
I think somebody, whoever plays the character Penny,
Kaylee Suko.
somebody is talking to her and straight up is just like, why does anyone actually can you believe that anyone actually likes The Big Bang Theory? And says it right to her face. It is one of those things, I watched the early seasons and it's just it's not the greatest show.
It's mindless,
Yes.
humor. It's not, I mean, I can see there's a generation of people that would find that show very entertaining. So that's
Right.
why I can see why it's wildly successful.
The Young Sheldon, I can't believe that's still on TV.
Yeah.
I'm gonna as for over. I would say I would probably agree with Zach that it's probably properly rated. I don't hate it. I don't seek it out. It's a show that exists to me.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking
a lot of
that
commercials for it on TBS.
Definitely. It's one of those, it's a fairly clean, just a very basic.
It's harmless. It's a harmless show.
Exactly. But I've seen it catch a lot of heat on, like Zach said, on social media.
It's Nickelback of sitcoms, basically, is what you're saying.
That's
with all the shows out, too. With all the bad shows out, I'll deal with it.
And you got to remember, when it came out, kind of before Netflix and Hulu really hit doing their own content, their own stuff that they paid for, where you can get swearing and violence and nudity on Netflix, Hulu, the kind of not over the line but tiptoeing on the line stuff. This was it kind of came home in that sweet spot where all it really had was network television, and I think perfectly rated is probably where I'm going to stand. This one. Seinfeld. How do you guys feel about Seinfeld?
I'd also have to say properly rated. It's not I love the show. I watched it a lot, but I don't think it's ever overplayed, underplayed. It's a good show.
I think it's properly rated as one of the best sitcoms of all time.
I see, and Matt, I agree with that. That's why I'm going to say it's almost in 2020. It doesn't get talked about as much as its heyday. I felt like its heyday
because it's outdated. That's the problem.
Yeah. See, okay, I'm gonna make you may not know these shows. The show that I'm going to speak to, Seinfeld for your generation is Taxi to my age's generation.
Never
the people above me. It was Andy Kaufman was in it.
Outstanding
comedy, and people rave about it, and that was a lot of people say that was the best sitcom of that era. My generation doesn't seem to cling on to it, and I think that's kind of the same thing with your guys' with Seinfeld. Whereas Like, there's a lot more crossover with The Office.
It's so
in my
different
opinion.
now too.
With people
like, with all
my
the
age,
stuff
people
going
your
on
age,
there.
the Office I think clicks a lot more with people as opposed to
Definitely.
Seinfeld. I'm gonna say though, I would put Seinfeld. It's definitely in the team photo of one of the best sitcoms of all time, especially for its era.
I went probably 27 or 28 years of my life. I never saw an episode of Seinfeld. And Zach or his dad kind of turned me on to it one day. And I started watching it, and I literally just burned through the whole show. I loved it. I agree with you, Matt. It's definitely one of my favorite sitcoms. But there are times where, like, I do feel like it's underrated by some people, like, of our generation, like my generation and Zach's. But there's also times where, like, it hits a spot
Some
on
of the
social media.
storylines, some of the storylines or singular episodes that get beaten into the ground too much that they're not as funny as some people say that they are. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree there.
And
when you have a show
like,
that runs that long, it's going to have episodes that do that, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
For sure. And there's definitely times, like, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I'd have said it was the most overrated television show of all time. Just because I had never really come to, appreciate and respect, like, what it is. Now, Zach, I'll throw this out for you, buddy. Impractical Jokers. I know how much you love
it. It may be the most overrated show of all time, or, like, whatever that is. Because there's, like, a show now where they're just eating dinner, like, almost on Skype together. And, like, I've never thought it was funny, first of all. And after maybe the first episode, everyone knows who they are. You're not getting away with it. Like, one of the most overrated shows.
All right,
it just keeps moving. Netflix movies. Like, what are you doing?
I've got to make an admission. I have never seen an episode.
You're lucky.
Yeah, are you serious? See, Zach, It can happen. Matt doesn't know who these people are.
One incomplete. I've got to give it incomplete. That show, I've seen it on, like, the guide for the last 20 years. Like, it just seems like it's always on the guide.
Yes.
And
it's always somewhere.
It's always on True TV.
I've never clicked on it.
See, that proves that there's people out there that have no idea who these people are. I think it gets a little bit of flack. I'm not going to say it's underrated, that's for sure, because it is everywhere. I think it's properly rated.
How is it still on TV?
Obviously, there's people out there that don't know who they are.
What's your argument with that?
It's funny. I think it's pretty funny. Like,
I don't get your like argument that people don't know who they are. Like,
you're saying that, like, it doesn't make sense because everyone knows who these guys are. So, like,
no, I'm saying they're overrated because they have, like, a movie, a TV show, a dinner show. Like, what?
You said that everybody knows who these guys are. That's literally what came out of your mouth. So I'm saying that not everybody knows. So, like, it still can work. Like, it's not as fake as some people think it is.
I don't know if I don't think I said that.
You definitely did. And you and my brother definitely said that the other night when we were talking about it.
that everyone knows what they look like. Yes. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying not everybody knows what they look like.
Dude, give me a break on that. I thought you meant, like, people know who they are, like to watch it. People, if you are in a crowd of people in, like, the scenes that they do, those people, there are enough people that know who they are. There people are going to know who they are.
Yeah, but then they don't air that.
What?
They have someone, they're like, oh, hey, you're the guy from Impractical Jokers. They don't put that on TV, but they're going to find people that do. Or that don't know who
it's all fake. It's all fake.
I disagree.
Oh,
I don't think it's all
gosh.
I don't think it's all fake.
I'm going to sit this show out, I think. I think I'm just going to let this one. I think Impractical Jokers
Honestly,
and I are going to be
you would not like it, Matt. You would not like it. I know your personality. You're not liking the show.
No, I don't think
they're annoying. They're just annoying. Sal and all those guys. You know what? You would probably make a great fifth on that show, Boomy.
I think I would. We could make half pieces together.
I'm Boomy. You've never seen me. I'm only on, like, movies, Netflix. I'm only on TV all the time. But no one knows what we look like.
Fit right in.
Are you talking about, Boomy? That's the craziest statement.
Let's move on.
They're really on Netflix. How are you saying that they're not recognizable?
I'm not saying they're not recognizable. You're saying that, like, every
main
screen in the United States would recognize these guys in a line, and that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Know them that they
You know how many millions of people are in this country that would not recognize who those guys are?
This is the most impassioned argument over Impractical Jokers that's ever taken place.
That makes no sense.
You think every single person in the United States of America knows who
I'm not saying that,
No.
but if they're going into groups of people, there are enough people that are going to know who they are.
Yeah. So then you keep doing it. You try 50 times, you're going to find 10 people that don't know who they are.
This is an insane argument, dude.
This isn't insane. Let's move on to the NFL Pick Show. Let's start. Obviously, we did not have a Thursday night game. The NFL didn't have a single game going on that night, so we have no bets to place there.
Boomy, you are the biggest jinx to the Braves. They just hit a 3-run home run.
Are they really?
Unbelievable.
The Dodgers just hit a 3-run homer.
Whoops.
Boomy.
4-2
Boomy.
Braves.
Sorry, Braves fans. I know there's so many of you that listen to our show.
There might be one or two that partake in the show tonight.
Sorry about that. They definitely won't come back from this. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out on a reverse jinx.
That's not working, Boomy.
Well, I'm trying. That's all I can say. I'll start off with my first pick for the noon games. Go ahead and put me down for the Cleveland Browns. They have the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, and I want to say they are a 1.5-point underdog. I think they're going to win the game outright. I think Cleveland's a better team. No, I'm sorry, 3.5-point underdog. I might even sprinkle some money line there on the Browns. I think the Browns are playing well offensively. Their defense, like you have talked about, that defense is pretty good. And I'm just not convinced that Pittsburgh is that good. They've beat some bad teams. So give me the Browns in my first noon game. My second noon game, give me the.
Should we go like, if we're going to be doing the picks, we should be going like snake, kind of.
All right, then go ahead.
Bears +1. You're not going to take it anyways. Bears +1. I honestly do, or I think it's either 1 or 1.5. But I'm really thinking that McCaffrey may not play.
He's out.
Teddy Bridgewater,
McCaffrey's out.
I think they're going to rest him one more week. And I really do think that over this last week or so that or even 2 weeks, Nick Foles has taken over this offense, kind of really made it his. And I think it's going to show, hopefully, on Sunday. And I know I'm a Bears fan, whatever. I've always picked the Bears, but I really do think that they are going to win this game.
I actually agree. I like both of the picks you guys threw out. So I'm definitely playing both sides. I like the Bears money line too, Zach, personally. But I'm going. This one's going to be a hat tip to my media recommendation later in the show. But I'm going to go first one. I'm going to take Houston. Tennessee's coming in a bad spot. Tennessee's playing. They just played Tuesday night. And they got a turnaround play Sunday afternoon at noon. But it's a quick turnaround. It's a division game. It's one of those numbers that just says, how is Tennessee only a 3.5-point favorite against Houston? I think it's begging you to take the Titans. I think it's a trap, and I think that's why you got to go Oppo from the trap. I think that's why you got to take Deshaun Watson. They're a desperate team. They just got Bill O'Brien fired. Looked a little bit better last week with him out of there, and I think that's another one I might sprinkle a little money line action too, but definitely the 3.5 right now.
Love it. Boomy, you can go now.
I thought we were snaking, so that would mean you. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean like that. We just go back and forth.
I'd hate to impose.
No, just go back around.
All right. Let's see. What did I have down? Man, there's some bad noon games. You know what? Give me the Lions for my other noon game. I don't think Jacksonville's anything. I think Detroit's not good, but I don't know. I can't really get a read on any of these. They're like the Washington football team and the New York Giants. Like, who wants to watch that? Nobody.
No one.
So why am I out betting on that game? What the hell? Let's roll with the Lions. Give me the Lions -3.
I am going to take. I don't know if it's dumb. I think I like the Bengals in the number of +7.5. I think they're playing all right. I don't know. I think there's something there. And I'm not a big fan of the Colts.
I don't hate that pick either.
I know the Colts defense is good, but the offense has just been all over the place, and it's a big number. Plus 7.5 is a lot of points in the NFL.
I agree. Matt, sorry, I was trying to move some things around. What was your first pick? Houston.
Manny, you might be muted.
You muted yourself.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
Houston plus 3.5 was my first one. Second one, I am going. This number seems so weird, and like I said, I'm avoiding the trap in the first game, and I feel like I might be walking directly into the trap the second game that I'm picking, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's Philadelphia plus 9.5 at home. That just seems like way too many points. Baltimore's a good team, but they don't usually murder other talented teams. It doesn't seem like it seems like they kind of feast on the dog shit teams, and then they kind of play the other good teams pretty close. Generally, it's kind of a gut feeling on that one. But Philly, had the game last week with Pittsburgh, and that was just an absolute shootout. And that was high scoring. I think I don't see there's. I don't know how they beat them by 10. You know what I mean? It's just one of those numbers. I just don't see how Philly doesn't stay within 10 in that game.
Especially since it's at home. They definitely
right.
a different team
they're
at home.
They're a talented enough team. And I know they're 1-4 or 1-3 this year, but
1-3-1.
Well, no. Right. I forgot. Yeah, I think you're right because they tied the Bengals.
Yeah. Or something like that.
I don't know. I'm going to take the Eagles in the 9.5.
Not bad.
And I might end up not even betting it right now, but that's just I don't know. I don't know how you can't stay within 10.
Let's move to the afternoon games. We have very slim pickings, as we said earlier. Only 2 3:00 games. This is an easy one for me. Packers -1 going on the road to Tampa Bay. I've said this even on the Daily Show. I think Tampa's a very average team, maybe a little above average, but they're missing a lot of pieces. They didn't have any running backs. Or I'm sorry, they were down 2 running backs in the Chicago game. I believe, who was the defensive lineman that got hurt? Was it Vita Vea?
Yeah.
One of the defensive linemen got hurt. He's going to play. Packers are going to return Adams and Kenny Clark and a couple other guys, and they're rolling right now coming off a bye week. That's an easy cover in my mind. Give me the Packers -1.
I'm going to go with the Rams -3. I don't think the 49ers are very good right now. Game. Oh, is it?
Yeah, that game got shipped
right at the end. Well, I was going to take the Packers, so I'm going to go with the Packers too. Dang. There's only 2 3:00 games. That is so stupid.
That's ugly.
I'm going same game. I'm going opposite side. I'm going Tampa. I think Brady at home in a game where he's coming off a loss against the Bears. It's kind of the division could be starting to be. It could be out of their grips here soon if they start falling to 3-3, and they're chasing Carolina at that point, chasing the Saints, and kind of I don't want to say must-win territory, but it's almost one of those games where it just feels like Brady somehow finds a way to get it done.
Moving to the Sunday night game, I couldn't disagree with you more, Matt, but that's all right. I'll let you have that one.
I saw your smirk.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. That's okay. And especially the other game is the Jets and the Dolphins, and the Dolphins -9. No thanks.
Do I think Green Bay is the best team in the NFC? Probably yes. Do I think that game just smells like a game that Tom Brady?
Just like this game. Just like the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
It feels like a trap. I'm taking the Rams -3.5, but I feel like the 49ers plus
I actually see it at 3 now, Zach. I like to see it down to 3 now.
I got it.
It is. It started at +3 for the Rams. +3. It started at +3, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Rams were a 3-point dog.
Well, I'm taking Rams. Rams.
Matt, you got anything on this one?
Yes, I'm going Rams, I'm going 49ers. Sorry, just because of the flip.
I said it so many times. I had it in your head.
You did. It was like what was that? Those subliminal messages,
Yeah.
But no, I think the 49ers with the flipping points. I think that's always a thing that I kind of just always go against. And then the interdivision home dog, Carmen DeFalco has been playing those for years on AM 1000, and I usually kind of try to target those when I do see one. The 49ers are a talented team. Who's playing a quarterback? Is it going to be Beathard? Is that who it sounds like they're going to go with? Or
I think so.
Yeah, so
I think Jimmy Garoppolo is still hurt.
It does. He didn't look good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Whether it's injuries or not, but
Yeah, I don't know if he actually is hurt, or they just kind of want an excuse for why he didn't play very well. But he's not playing, I don't think.
I think Kyle Shanahan is a really, really, really good coach, and I think he's going to find a way to get that run game going again and lean on there a little bit. I think the Rams can be had, so stick with 49ers.
I'm taking the Rams because I believe they're wearing their bone-colored uniforms, and I cannot get a read on this.
Those are fire.
I like those a lot, so I'm going to take the Rams because of the uniforms they're wearing. Monday night, we have two games. We have the Chiefs and the Bills at 4 o'clock, and then the Cardinals-Cowboys at 7:15. We're going to let each of us pick one of those games. We're not betting both. I'll start. Give me the Chiefs minus 4.5.
I'm taking the same too.
You're going with the Chiefs too?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think coming off a loss, they're going to look to be putting up some big numbers.
That was exactly what my brain told me.
So that's not good.
No.
So our brains were working together on that one.
So if Matt was smart, he'd take the Bills.
No, I'm not smart. I'm taking the Cardinals. And I hate Dallas. I think Dallas stinks. I think Andy Dalton stinks. I think Kellen Moore stinks. I think Mike McCarthy stinks. I think everything about Dallas stinks right now. Their defense blows. I think Kyler Murray is going to absolutely have a field day against that dog shit defense. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a field day against that team. I would absolutely hammer them, and I can't believe they started as a 3-point dog. I think Arizona's got way too much talent. I think Kingsbury's a really good coach too. It's starting to show that he might be a little bit better suited for the pro game than he was at Texas Tech.
Do you worry about with Dallas like the grieving factor at all?
You need to have a soul to grieve, and I don't think the Cowboys have a soul. I think they're a soulless organization.
Obviously not. Andy Dalton quarterback, so
it's true. The Red Rockets back, baby.
No soul. That is our NFL pick.
How's that for analysis? No soul.
No soul. Let's jump into our media recommendations. Again, this can be a podcast, movie, TV show, anything we've been watching or listening to over the last week. I'm going to start with this kind of tying back into your guys' sinkers and floaters. On Amazon Video, I was able to add Stars and Showtime for $1 for 2 months. And I recently watched the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know I'm late. I'm always late to really good movies, but this is a fantastic movie. I love everything about it. Couldn't recommend it enough. If you have the, Stars or Showtime, I can't remember which one it's on, but, check that out. Rent it from Amazon, whatever you need to do. That is one of my top 3 movies of the year. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Pacino, Kurt Russell, who's the other guy? Brad Pitt. I mean, just name after name after name. It's a really, really cool movie. If you don't know anything about history, there's stuff with the Manson murders and, Bruce Lee. I mean, it's literally everything about Hollywood in the last 50, 60, 70 years. It's very, very cool. Couldn't recommend it enough.
I'm going to go with, I don't think Boomy has. I don't know if Matt has either. Succession. It's on HBO. It has 2 seasons right now. I think they were in the middle of filming season 3 when COVID happened, so they're gonna get back into that. But it is an intense show, I would say. Very hateable people on the show, but it's sort of comedy in it. But it's a great show. I haven't really gotten into a show like that in a while. So Succession. Also, it's called This Is Important.
Yes,
it is the podcast with the guys from Workaholics, and the guy who created Workaholics and wrote it and everything. It is hilarious. They don't even really talk about workaholics. They talk about their lives and like what they've done. It's hilarious. There's 3 episodes out right now. I think they drop every Tuesday.
It's like Matt kind of called, one of the shows we talked about, mindless humor. Like it is just, you can tell these 4 guys are like funny. Listen to it for 5 minutes. They are the definition of it. It's just mindless. It's funny, and they're witty. And if you've watched anything workaholics related, you're gonna love it. I couldn't agree with you more, Zach. You showed me that one this week, and I've listened to all 3 episodes already.
Love it.
I'm gonna go, like I said, back to our picks portion that we talked about just a little bit ago. It was a podcast I started listening to a couple of years ago. It's called Bet the Board. It's Todd Furman.
I just started that.
Yeah, Todd Furman and a guy named Payne Insider. It's a great name for a gambler.
Yes,
especially a professional gambler. But they give a lot of the analytical side of gambling, and some of the aspects and things that like the professional gamblers and the professional gambling operations, that the way they look at lines, analyze games, things like that. From that perspective, they usually give out 1 lock a week for college and 1 lock a week on the pro game for they do a college show and an NFL show each week, which is really informative, and it's not like, doesn't beat you into the ground with a bunch of nerd shit like totally, but it's really easy to listen to, and like you said, they give you a lot of the good analytical information, but they kind of make it in common sense, So, like I said, so it's not so damn boring to just hear people throw out weird numbers. You know what I mean? So it's
for sure.
And like I said, the given the pro aspect side of gambling and the way those guys, like the way people that make a living off of it, the way they attack, look at games and things like that, I think it's pretty cool to hear.
Definitely good choice. Love all of those. Zach, I'm gonna have to check out and raving about it all week. And Matt, I agree. I just started Bet the Board a couple weeks ago, so it's a quick listen. It might seem daunting, but like you said, it's not super analytic-y, and it's not, it does go by quick in a good sense. Let's move on to probably me and Matt have done this segment before. The one of the episodes that Zach wasn't able to get on, the only one, but this is Time Travelers, and this is kind of a situation where,
like, you guys seemed very like you knew what was going on. I'm like, why do I have no idea what's going on here?
Yeah,
we can tell who didn't listen to our show, huh, Boomy?
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Did not listen, no.
But what we're going to do is you can pick a sporting event, a musical act, or a musician, rapper, whatever music you listen to, and a major world event that if you had the opportunity to jump in a time machine, go back and see or listen to or be a part of, what would it be? You don't have to pick it in a particular order, but we're going to kind of snake draft this. You say what it is and what
you said the one before 1952, right?
Yeah, the sporting event before 1950. I did not clarify that.
I was just making sure. Can I go first?
Sure, buddy. You've done your research.
This would be fun. And I know baseball was way different. When the Cubs won the World Series in 1907 and 1908, that would have been a great time to be a Cub fan. Yep. Back-to-back World Series, beautiful time. I would take that.
I agree.
They were just dominating.
I'm going to use this as kind of a one I had written down, but I'm not going to take it. In those World Series runs was what we have joked and laughed about before was Finkel's boner. When the guy from, was it Brooklyn, forgot to touch second base, and the Cubs ended up getting a – look it up. We've talked about this before.
I'm not going to Google Finkel's boner. I can tell you that right now.
I'll do it right now.
Call the FBI for his Google search history now.
I think that's what
serial killer, and now he's Googling Finkel's.
No, you're wrong on that. That's a bad one to be wrong on.
Not Finkel's boner. That is not the website I needed to go to.
Told you.
Wow. Reddit. Holy cow. Take it easy. Merkel's boner, not Finkel's boner. Wowza. That took a little time.
Let's move on.
Don't Google Finkel's boner. Google Merkel's boner. My God.
Is that gonna be the Ace Ventura, the Hemorrhoid scene?
I need to label my hands in the air. Oh my
Where did I
god.
get Finkel at?
Oh,
All right.
oh my god.
Wow.
Oh.
Fred Merkel, going back to what we're
This
actually
podcast
talking about.
It's not
It's off the
views
rails
of
again.
all the people on the podcast. Some things are said that aren't. I can't believe you did that.
I don't know where I got Finkel at.
I don't want to know. Let's move on.
Wow. That's wild. I don't know where that came
I
from.
haven't laughed that hard in a while.
Glad I could help. But it was basically a guy from the New York Giants baseball team forgot to advance to second base because the fans mobbed the field. The Cubs appealed it. They ended up winning the game when it got reset. The Cubs went on to win the 1908 World Series because of it. So, yeah, Merkel's boner, not Finkel's boner.
Yeah,
Let's just not Google either. Let's
just not do either. Just trust me on this.
All right, Boomy, do you actually want to say what yours is?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll take the sporting event too. And this is something that me and my brother were talking about last night. I'm going back to 1916, and I am going to the Georgia Tech Cumberland College game where Georgia Tech routed Cumberland 220-0 in the biggest blowout in football history. And it'd be nice knowing what I know now. I could go back and bet someone like, hey, I bet Georgia Tech scores 200 points today.
I bet
take
you
somebody first.
I bet you $100 you would have left that game.
No, I'd have stayed just so I could get a picture of the scoreboard.
You wouldn't.
It's 1916.
You wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known that it was going to get that high. At some point, you're like, I'm out of here.
No, if I would no, but I'm saying like now I know I'd go back and watch it because it's 1916.
Oh, so you know? Okay, I say if you were actually there, you would have left.
No.
No,
but it also
1916.
I mean, what are you going to go do? You're not going to go and watch TV. It hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah, but you have other things to do, like because they don't even know what TV is.
Yeah, I feel like in 1916, like half the population just wandered around aimlessly.
I think they had things to do. Like
they had World War I to do.
They had like
a lot of.
What do you mean they walked? They had things to do. They probably worked harder than we do.
That's true.
What are you talking about, Boomy?
There's just not a lot of like
history teacher over here thinking people just walked around.
Like, what did they do for fun in 1916? No one knows. They didn't have fun.
Their definition of fun is different.
It was black and white too.
Yeah, fun wasn't invented until the 40s.
You're insane.
I'm making a joke. Relax.
I think you're insane.
You're probably right.
Matt,
go ahead.
I'm gonna go. I always grew up like reading like a lot of old baseball stories, things like that, and like watching like baseball like documentaries and stuff when I was a kid. It's kind of a nerd in that regard. But there's one that always stuck out, and it was the 52 NLCS when Bobby Thompson hit the shot heard around the world and being at the Polo Grounds. I think that call with the Giants win the pennant, the place was like going absolutely bananas when you look in the crowd. Like people were going berserk.
I think I have a picture.
Some of the people on that field too, though, was like Jackie Robinson was in that game, Willie Mays was in that game, Bobby Thompson obviously hit the homer. Duke Snyder was in that. There was Hall of Famers everywhere. And it was at the Polo Grounds. It was the Polo Grounds too. So it's like I think Willie Mays I think that was his rookie year. I think he was like 20 or 21 at the time too. So I think that would just be an event like that where it's just iconic in the sounds and everything that you hear. That's one that always you can almost feel like what it would be like to be there when you hear that call. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think any game.
That was a great impression of all that too.
Like it was very good. Ralph Branco was the pitcher who gave that homer up too, and they had a reunion. Him and Bobby Thompson, like in the '80s, like they had like this, like it was like a big thing because like it fucked Branco's life up big time.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Boomy, I think you're a Dodgers fan because they just scored another run.
God damn it!
Wow. You were
Boomy's on the list.
Yeah, blame that one on Boomy there, man.
I'll take the heat. Sorry, I really didn't know that you had them.
All right. I want to go to my musical act because I think this is a good one by me. I've done a lot of research today. This is Research Zelo. Johnny Cash. It would have been awesome to see Johnny Cash what was it, the Folsom Prison?
Yeah.
How cool that would have been to
that would be pretty sweet. Be a prisoner and see that come
in the prisoner. You would rather be like
maybe a guard.
One of his stage hands or something.
But that would have been just to see him perform would have been cool.
I will give you that, Zach. I actually thought about that exact performance because I'm not the biggest Johnny Cash fan in the world, but I think to be at that
live would have been way different.
Absolutely. I think that's a good choice.
I've seen the movie. Was it Walk the Line?
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Boomy. A
What?
2-run homer by the Dodgers.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
Sorry.
All right, move on.
All right. I'll give my.
Why don't you just tell me BYU is gonna go roll away and they're gonna roll this game too? You know, why don't you cancel them
pretty
too?
good, dude.
It's not working other than the Dodgers, Boomy. You can't. You're trying to use power for good, for evil.
Yeah, if you're gonna bet against the Dodgers, just don't talk to me that day.
I didn't know it was LA Boomy was such a thing.
I didn't know either.
This is your favorite. This is probably your second favorite baseball team.
Yeah,
and I really
you seem like a Chargers guy too. You kind of look like Joey Bosa a little bit.
Yeah, he's a Rams guy. It runs in the family.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot your dad and brother, but you kind of look like a Bosa, so that's why I was just kind of thinking
that's hard to argue with. My musical act, I'm going to my favorite classical rock band. I'm not a Beatles fan. I think their music's overrated. I respect what they were. I respect what they did.
Jesus Christ. I'm retired.
Wait.
I'm done with the podcast.
What's your answer?
Rolling Stones.
Why did you have to even bring the Beatles up then?
Because everybody says they're the greatest rock band of all time, and they're not. The Rolling Stones is.
I understand whatever you think, but you didn't have to say what you said. You only said that because you wanted to slander their name.
Yes, I don't like the Beatles.
Well, I'm going to say my performance, and the one I wanted to see was the Beatles and Ed Sullivan when they first came to America and played and absolutely tore the absolute country apart and just shit on the entire country and said, here we are. We're going to take every dollar that you guys have for the next 7 years. And that's what the Beatles came and did. And they made a ton of good hits. They made a ton of money. And they made just absolute, you cannot refute what they did and the impact they had.
I completely agree with you on that.
If you knew some of other Boomy's musical taste, you may not really care.
That's not to say I love the Rolling Stones.
I feel like
I love the Rolling Stones.
I feel like I know what Boomy likes. I know what you like. You guys have a lot of the same, but Boomy has a lot of different than you.
Yeah,
the Beatles
Boomy is a big.
When you start slandering the Beatles,
metal.
That's when you lose me because then it's just like
primo.
They paved the path that
yes. If it wasn't for what the Beatles did, the Rolling Stones might not have been as big.
Maybe not in the capacity that we know of them.
Right. I agree. And like I even stated, I respect what the Beatles did. I do think you picked it. You are the one. You're egging this on. No. Zach's gonna be that guy that takes the friends just to the line to get into a fist fight. When Chris starts flying, he just steps back.
No,
yeah, hey,
this is what Chance said. Oh yeah, not a big fan of the Beatles, but my answer is the Rolling Stones.
That's all I said.
I'm egging it on, but Chance goes, yeah, not a big fan of the Beatles. Pretty one of the overrated bands of all time.
That was going to be mine. That was going to be mine. Was the Beatles though? The Beatles on Ed Sullivan. That was that was why I specifically asked. Do you want a performance or do you want
performance is a great one. That because obviously, like music wise, just let me finish before you try and start another fight. All right. Because what they did is they changed not only music, but they also changed the way that the music industry and TV interacted. So that is a very good choice.
You could really say MTV was a creation because the Beatles showed what TV and music can do.
Yes,
and
I'm a big Beatles guy too. I think their music is soothing.
It's my wife's favorite band. So I was never a humongous. Like I liked them. When I started dating her, she was so into them that I just started listening to them more and more. And I don't know.
I don't listen to it all the time. I wouldn't say that, but I just like music, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's
peaceful.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like you said, I wouldn't even remotely put them close to like my favorite band of all time.
Yeah,
not by any means, but
they're so iconic that like
iconic and
always
impactful,
there.
and you cannot undersell that. I don't think in any capacity.
Well, let's get to the next one because I am excited about mine here. I think
well, let's lead off, Zach. Major world events.
The invention of LSD. You know how cool it would have been to be like the first person to take those? So I was kind of looking at like some of the major events. That's a major event. That kind of like the psychedelics and stuff like that. And
you wanted to be the Lewis and Clark of psychedelics.
Yes.
I love it.
You know how cool that'd be to be the first one to experience LSD?
I don't hate it.
You know, cool that'd be like, whoa, guess what this is? Like,
I don't think you're wrong.
Guess what? Look at your phone. You guys got, you don't have a Boomy because you're dumb, but look at your iPhone. Boom. Made off LSD. I think he was on LSD when he made all the Apple stuff. Boom.
Green Dot Central.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean, though.
Ricochet shot that I didn't deserve.
Well, I was saying
that's the price you pay for taking a ricochet shot at the Beatles, okay?
All right. All right, Matt, you explained it. I can
My only thing is, did he make your phone? No, so that's why I couldn't say it. But then I said idiot. That was maybe a ricochet shot.
No, let's not kid ourselves. Steve Jobs made everything. He just sold the idea to everyone else to copy, essentially. So.
I think that'd be cool to be like the first person to like, they're like, oh,
you ever see the opening scene of Pineapple Express where they're like testing out marijuana? That is one of the funny, like, I feel like it'd be kind of similar to that, but just like on a completely another level.
Yeah. You're just like, guess what I just found out?
Why is there a samurai playing with a snake in here?
I just remembered too of what my the last time when Boomy and I did this. It was the World War II when it ended. The sailor, the sailor kissing the chick in Times Square. And think of the party that would be going on in Times Square at the end of World War II, for Christ. Like, that would just be bananas.
If I'm not mistaken, they might have drank New York City out of alcohol that day.
I would assume so.
There's been a couple days where major cities have been drank out of alcohol, and I believe VE Day in New York City, if not one of the other
Nashville,
places.
When I was there when the Bears drank Nashville out of beer. I was there that weekend.
Matt was the main reason.
I was a culprit. I was a poor. I did my share. I held up my end of the deal.
He was overserved. It wasn't his fault.
I was very overserved. The Bears kicked their ass that day. Historical event for me. It's so easy to go back to World War II. I know it's like the default, but like, I'm gonna go back to a different war. I'm gonna go back to the end of the Revolution. When you when you step back and you say, okay, it's done. Wait a minute, holy fuck, we're a new country. What do we do? Like, what do we do now? You know,
what do we name it? What do we name it?
Like, think about how.
And then the fact that it took like 20 years to get a working constitution.
Right. Like, this was not a flip of the switch.
It makes sense,
we're
though,
a country
with how
now.
people are.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to be in that room when, you know, the final declarations of, you know, are signed and everything is done officially.
I would have so much anxiety.
Like, I would love to know what the tension in, like, you got the release of the war being over, but then you got like, okay, we have a country to build now.
Or like how long that to-do list was. Like, they used to do it on the old rolled up paper. It probably was
scroll.
Yeah, but it was probably like they had to keep it in a special building because when they unrolled it, it was like a mile long.
See how everyone held their whatever that was, not pen, but how they held it when they signed it, because that tells you a lot.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're not wrong. You're not.
I think I am wrong on that one, actually.
I'm going to go with a little bit more recent history, and this is just because it kind of happened before I really ever knew like about politics or like what was going on in the world. But the impeachment hearings from Bill Clinton in 1998, because if you go watch those are pure comedy, and they're trying to be serious, but like obviously going back 22 years.
Imagine being the person that has to type all of that.
Yeah, that is pure, like just to be
my
in that room and just hear what they're saying and like.
It was a soap opera every night.
Like
it was soap opera every night.
Boomy would have been like the journalist there that would have been laughing.
I was a freshman in high school in '98, so that was like, this was everywhere. It was.
I'm not gonna tell you, I was 3.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was like 7.
I hate you both.
Sorry. But yeah, it was like one of those things.
Boomy's just absolutely pissing on me tonight. Like just absolutely whatever he can do. Just rain on my
Makes
parade.
Your bets lose. Just hate your favorite
the
band.
Beatles are trash. Everything you like stinks.
I want you to lose all your bets. It's like, dude, take it easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. I usually aim towards Zach. Sometimes you just got to take it.
I've been deflecting them.
Yeah. Oh, you've been deflecting and then turning it up a level tonight. But let's move on. If you have any time travelers you want to go back and see, throw them to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. If you got something that we missed, obviously we'll do this a couple more times, add some things in, especially as Zach continues to do his research. So let's move on to our final segment. I love how prepared you were for this. This is great.
I just didn't peg him to be a book guy, but I like it.
I like it.
Guy buys the house.
I think you would be right, Matt.
Guy buys the house, and all of a sudden he's doing research. I don't know. We got a new guy here.
You were right on the not a book guy. I think I read 3 books.
I don't see any books in that bookshelf behind you.
Oh, yeah, there's a baseball digest back there.
All right, we got one. We're good. That's really all you need, to be honest with you. Let's finish things up, our everyday Madden ratings. We're going to take this on the food side. We did not do our TCF local food spotlight this week, so we got to talk about food. It's something we all enjoy. So I came up with some things to see how the boys feel about the food we make at home. And I'm going to start this off in the morning. How are you guys? What is your Madden rating on making eggs? And I had to do this because I saw a hilarious video of Zach in a raw egg. So,
speaking of that, let's just get into that for a second. We started doing a podcast. We've gotten into whatever. I have a video of me pretty much just swallowing a raw egg and it is a bad visual of me, and I had to put it on Twitter. I didn't want to all day. I'm thinking, don't do it. You look like a dummy. Had to do it. It's got like 3,000 views.
Does it really?
Yes. Because Barstool Chief quote tweeted it and said, like, this is an inspirational slonk. And it was.
That's incredible.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And I went to my parents to do it too. I don't have eggs.
You've only lived on your own for 6 months and you don't have any eggs.
Well, I had them. I've used them, but I didn't go. I should have just gone and got more, but yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I told you raw eggs are not pleasant. But
I don't know if I've ever made eggs. Don't think I've ever made eggs my whole life.
Never made an egg.
Never.
92. I'm a 92.
Yeah, I'm with Maggie. I'm in the high 80s. I'm gonna give myself a little bit lower than that, Matt. I'm gonna go 88.
We're going 92. Borderline elite.
Yep.
Versatile. I can do scrambled, fried, sunny side up, over easy, whatever you want. It's low and slow. If you control the heat, you control the egg. It'll do whatever you want it to do. So that's the key. Season it, little salt, little pepper, little grease seasoning.
Teach me how to make these eggs.
It's very simple.
Definitely. I'm with you, Matt.
I need the technique. Keep it low. Control the heat. I like that. Control the heat.
Good spatula too. You need a good spatula.
Oh, you have to go good spatula. Don't go cheap. Don't go dollar store spatula. You're gonna end up putting it.
No. Spend some money on some decent utensils.
I'm usually I like just to take the egg, put it in the cup, and drink it. That's my style now.
It is
I'm
definitely
never going back.
style. Go watch the video. It's not Zach's style.
Awful.
It was
Disgusting.
Awful.
Let's move on to
to
lunch. And I want to know how you guys feel that you are at making like deli meat sandwiches, just like a typical.
I am. I got the meat, cheese, pickles, mustard, whatever you want on that. I love it all. Not a mayonnaise guy though on the sandwich.
So what's your number?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. I have to be me like self like a 80. I'll go a straight 80. Very
Okay.
basic.
Capability is very, very high. I just don't like.
Oh, I
I
hate
don't
it.
like
I'm not saying I'd like
tomatoes
to
and
do it
lettuce
either.
on sandwiches myself, but I'm very good at preparing and making it look appealing. It's all in the bread too. You got to use good bread for a sandwich to look good and also deliver be the necessary vehicle for the substance of the sandwich.
So the number is.
I'm gonna say 89.
Oh, that's high. For all of those reasons that Matt said, and I don't have the patience, I don't have the follow through. I'm like a 68. I would rather spend time and make like eggs or something, or something along that lines. I don't know what it is. I buy cheap bread. I just buy bread to get me by. I buy fairly cheap deli meat. I don't do
Cut
any like
pizzas in half.
yeah, man. I keep it simple, and I don't know. I'm not good at. I don't even want to say I'm not good at. I just haven't put the time into like even the thought of buying good bread or good deli meat. Like I just buy it just because it's substance. I just kind of throw a couple pieces of meat, a couple pieces of cheese, some mustard, and boom, I'm done.
It's disheartening. It's disheartening.
So you're a lazy sandwich
Yeah.
maker.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I do understand that though. It's not. It's sometimes like you like think about making it. You're like that's gonna take a while, but once you do, oof, it's worth it.
My kid's just getting into grilled cheese. So what I've been starting to do for him there is dropping a little ham inside that thing because he doesn't like
surprise.
He doesn't like to eat he doesn't like meat very frequently with sandwiches and stuff. Like he doesn't like a deli sandwich kind of thing yet. So
you guys want to hear
trying
something?
to get him on that, and you gotta heat that shit up, dude. A little hot ham and cheese, dude. You can't go wrong with that.
That's one of my favorites.
Your kid's going to be farther along than me because this is a sad story. I didn't make my own grilled cheese sandwich until I was like 26 years old.
Well, his kid didn't make the sandwich.
Oh, I know, but he's going. I said he's going to be farther along.
He will before he's 26.
I know.
He will probably about 6.
The way he said it,
like, make me one, kid.
Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Maybe he did make the sandwich. I guess I shouldn't just assume.
I'm gonna blame this kind of on my mom. My mom doesn't eat cheese.
Wow, mom's
never had grilled cheese growing up. My mom doesn't like cheese, so we never had grilled cheese sandwiches. Like we'd have deli sandwiches and stuff, but like we never. I don't ever remember having grilled cheese sandwiches, so I never learned how. So it wasn't until me and my wife moved in together that she taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwich. I was like legitimately like 25 or 26 when I made my first grilled cheese. It's kind of sad. Last one for dinner. This has been a hot topic of conversation tonight, but how are you at making a frozen pizza? I am a 98 because I'm also a genius. I cut them in half. I please both people in the house. I put extra cheese, extra meat. I'm a 98. I don't need an argument. Matt, I defer to you.
Whatever number I say, it's false because this is so skewed. This is
under protest. This Madden rating is under protest.
I might be the best frozen pizza maker of all time.
Your brother will not like that.
If I'm a 98, Trey's a 99. Trey makes a damn good frozen pizza.
I think he makes a way better pizza than you.
You've never had my frozen pizza. I don't want to hear it.
I've definitely had your frozen pizza.
I don't think you have.
Oh, I for sure have had your frozen pizzas. Your brother just puts all the right ingredients on it. Like,
yeah, he goes like triple cheese, and then if it's like a hamburger pizza, he'll find like leftover ground beef and put more of it on and the right sauce. Trey is a pro.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is if you don't get a crap pizza, like
yeah,
and there's people that I'm gonna probably upset a lot of people. Jack's pizza is absolute trash.
It gets you by. It's not good.
It's just like too much like a cracker. It's just
Too
like
thin.
way too thin. But
I like thin crust pizza. That's too thin.
On the flip side, I was at Jewel a couple weeks ago, and they have there's a pizza place on the south side called Vito and Nick's. It's like a legendary tavern pizza in Chicago, super thin pizza. Well, they started selling Vito and Nick's 2 frozen pizza at Jewel. It's expensive as hell. I threw one of those on the grill, and oh my god, like absolutely, by far and away the best frozen pizza I've ever had. So if you haven't done it on the grill, I'm going to tell you that's the way to cook it. For
But
one,
he
if
doesn't
you have
even
a
like
gas
to use
grill,
the oven. Why would he want to use his grill?
it'd be easier to cook half of it on a grill.
I'm better on the grill.
You get even cooking and burning at that point on the grill. You don't have displacement from the pizzazz shifting. Your cook.
Yeah, you don't have the saucer like tipping over because you have half of pizza on there.
Because it's got a deep dish on one side and a pan on the other. But
that doesn't help. No, I have grilled a pizza before, but Matt, I don't really appreciate the Jack's Pizza slander. I'm not going to say that it's a great pizza because it's not. But if it wasn't for Jack's Pizza, what would you have ate at 3:00 in the morning when you were in college?
I didn't say that I've never eaten it. That's why I'm telling you I don't like it, because
it doesn't make it a good pizza.
It has a time and a place.
It does, and that place was history, and that and that place was in the state of Michigan when I lived there.
That place was when you were in college and wanted to eat something cheap.
Oh, I thought I had Jack Romas. They're just about the same.
Never heard of
it. Tomato there. But.
Exactly. Yep. Zach, how are you at cooking up a frozen pizza?
I would say like a 65, 70. I get the job done. Nothing special.
I don't know if I gave my rating, but I know Boomy's not a 98, so I'm going to say I'm like an 84, 85. If I do it on the grill, it's bumped up a little bit more.
I'll be realistic. I'm probably, in my mind, probably right around there, man. I'll even go, I haven't perfected the grill thing. I have done it before. I'll go 82 on frozen pizzas.
See, we don't have the pizzazz. We've got a good we've got a nice little toaster oven that's got an actual frozen pizza cutout in the back. Ooh. So it's not flat in the back or straight, it's like curved. So you can slide the pizza all the way to the back. So that's pretty cool.
That is a nice little addition there. I didn't even know that was a thing. You're kind of throwing my brain into a pretzel.
All right, fellas, I'm watching the TV here. It's like the ads from Hulu. Just had an ad about some deli meat and making sandwiches.
They're always listening.
Don't watch The Social Dilemma,
then. They are always listening. But that was episode 83, a jam-packed episode with some of the best segments I think we've ever had. Make sure you follow me on Twitter.
Some of the worst takes ever, too.
If you want some fire frozen pizza, half crazy concoction recipes, follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Make sure you follow the main page at typical_Chicago. If you're a fan of hating people's genius ideas, follow these stooges here at schools_01 at ZLuliaTCF. Head on over to the Facebook, the Instagram, head over to YouTube, subscribe there for all of our videos in content form, like seeing these guys' face when I told them my genius idea. Make sure you head over to Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, review, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you get them at. Make sure you find us there.
Are we on Amazon now?
We're assuming. We haven't confirmed, but we're assuming.
All right. I was looking for it the other day. I couldn't find it, but I it might be me being old too.
We're gonna have to edit that out because for all we're concerned is it's there.
Oh no, we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
You may not be able to find us, but we're there.
And if you don't find us there, go find us somewhere else because they're everywhere.
We're somewhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere. All right. But thank you to our friends over at 26shirts.com Chicago. Head on over to their website, 26shirts.com/Chicago for some of the greatest Chicago sports gear around. They help out good causes. And make sure to use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off of your next order. Fellas, anything else?
Let's have the Bears go 5-1.
Let's be tied for the division after this week.
Yeah.
They're going to win second place.
Oh, I'll take. You know what? I am such a man of honor. I will take a loss in the picks just for the Packers to lose. That's the type of guy I am.
Come on, Tommy. Let's go, Tommy.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Tom Brady guy on Sunday.
Give me number 12. Give me Tommy.
He's in Tampa now.
Yeah, you can't have a Boston
the
accent.
Boston guys still love him. Come on.
Oh
yeah, that's for sure. But that was episode 83 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.
Yeah.